This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network, now in its 8th year of talk like you've never heard it before.
Oh, I'm just having so much fun already. I hope you'll have fun for the next hour and a half. It's the Ramble, and I'm your humble host. I'm Alex. Yes, hello. How are you? Wait a minute. Let's see here. I sprinkle some Windex on my glasses here so that they're and then I of course use my this to clean them. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that horrible what I do? Because I've decided that I get a little dizzy or something at certain points of the show, and I think it's because I'm not wearing glasses when I do this, and I really should, because I can see the screen now. It's all before me. This control that I have over the program and stuff like that. Anyway, hello everybody. How are you? Good evening. I'm Alex Bennett. I'm a person who does this program for as long as I'm here on planet Earth, and above room temperature, and we talk to other people who are above room temperature and hope to continue so. And I just want to say hello to all of you. It's pleasant having you here. And I have a little bit of fun doing this, so I hope you have fun doing it as well. And you can do it by, you can call us using, going over to gabnet.net, and over on the right-hand side of the page is a little link to go to our Zoom. It just says Zoom there. Click on that, and it'll bring you here. And if you put in a reasonable name, I'll let you on and give it a shot, because sometimes we have some people calling and they come on and then they don't have anything to say except show us, porn. and usually if it were the kind of porn that these heterosexual guys who call my show liked, then that'd be okay. But no, it's like really gay stuff. So and while there's nothing wrong with that, mind you, female. Well, actually, I'd say I'm heterosexual, but I don't think I'm anything anymore. Ever since the operations I had on my prostate, I think it's pretty much gone. In fact, we got a guy here who's been operating without a prostate for quite a while now. Let me see here. Let's there he is, ladies and gentlemen. That's Phil Meyer. How are you, Phil?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Yes. By the way, they completely removed your prostate.
Yes.
Mine they beat up on. Okay.
Yeah.
And I really have no sex drive anymore.
Well, I can tell you that it's the same for me. No prostate. It's even porn doesn't do it.
Well,
for
it's
me.
funny. You could. And I never could quite figure it out. I mean, you can remove that prostate, but does that mean that you don't have any sex drive anymore? I guess so.
Part of it is the nerves have to reattach, and it's been over 3 years, and they're starting to. I get up in the morning now, and there's a slight bit of wood, but not enough to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can't figure it out. I mean, maybe just age has gotten to me.
Well, it could be a loss of testosterone. But the problem with testosterone is it feeds cancer. So they actually gave me a shot called Luperin, I believe, and that lowered my testosterone while they were giving me the radiation when the cancer came back.
Yeah.
Now, the side effects to that is I was looking at male purses, and I was watching all of these, chick flicks that you cry over.
Yeah,
I was a sensitive guy, I guess you could tell.
Did it make you more sensitive? Really?
Yeah. Hey, have you met my friend? We have a guest. beside me.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, and he's a little pissed at Mr. Biden. Says Biden shot down his spacecraft.
What do you just lay
It's
off
the
of
joke.
it?
Go for the joke.
Lay off of it.
Biden shot down his spacecraft, and he wants it back.
I just think that I think that what they shot down was probably some kid's balloon,
Well,
and the kid is very disappointed. Mommy, where's my balloon?
well, I saw an article that said that there's a hobby club, and their balloon is missing. And it's a weather club, and they regularly launch these balloons that cost them over $100, and to study weather patterns. And
Gee,
so,
one of our balloons are missing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Jeez almighty. Yeah.
this guy's balloon was missing. So anyway, yeah. So back to health. In Ohio, they're going to have some problems with health. I guess people's pets are dying. The rivers are contaminated.
Wait a minute.
Because of the train derailment.
I don't think the pets would be dying yet.
Oh no, that's what they said. They said that pets,
unless the pets went really close to the train and breathed in all that stuff.
Well, there's a pretty good sized population within a mile, I believe, radius of.
I mean,
where
the very negative impact of all of this won't be seen for several years now. We're talking about the train out in Ohio that upended itself.
This, I guess, is not the first. There was another one. Today, I believe. Where was it?
Hey, it's always something else, I mean, and now I have this watch, right? The Apple Watch, which I don't think you don't have one, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
wear it.
Which is really good. It's really good.
I have the original one,
but-
and it's still on the charger.
But I get all these messages, right?
Yeah.
Some of them from my oven that tells me that it needs to be cleaned. I mean, clean me. I need to be cleaned. Anyway, so but I get about once a day I get a thing. Oh, 3 people shot in Michigan. Okay, that's the shooting for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just the beginning, I guess. Back to
Well, wait a minute. Don't slough that off so fast.
yeah. Well, there was
I mean,
a Jewish guy shot in L.A.
What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it?
I don't think it's the fault of the gun.
What? No, I didn't. Did I start in on that one yet?
You were getting there.
I was getting there. Yeah, I was creeping up on you. But
Yeah.
I mean, isn't enough, Phil? I mean, isn't there a point at which we say, listen, we got to do something about limiting the sale, at least, of certain kinds of weapons?
Well, I don't think those certain kinds of weapons are the ones that we have to fear. What
do you
we
mean?
have
Kids
to
are
fear
going
is
in. Kids
criminals.
are going into their school and shooting up the school with an AR-15. I'd say that's a problem.
Well, just AR-15s are scary-looking guns, but they function just like a hunting rifle.
It's called assault rifles.
No. You know what AR stands for?
Assholes
I think it's-
rifles.
I think it's Armalite Corporation. They were they were the people that invented the AR.
Well, Phil, let's not try and lessen this by saying
Well,
you know what
somebody-
it really means. It really means, and it's the name of this company. No, let's get back to the very basic thing here.
Well,
It's
that is the
too
basic
many
thing.
people are-
Somebody
look,
invented a word to try to scare the American people into an anti-gun lobby. But we can get
let me say, you got a kid, and you give the kid a knife, and the kid uses the knife, but he's using it irresponsibly. What do? You take the knife away and say you can't use this knife until you can use it responsibly, right?
Don't give it to people that are irresponsible or kids.
Well,
You
how
know?
do we do that?
I take this one to school. No, the thing about guns is that if you take guns
By
away
the way,
from
folks, we're now going to have the pleasure of being assaulted by Phil Meyer's stupidity.
Yes.
Go ahead.
If you take guns away from law-abiding citizens who's going to have the guns? Do you think that the criminal is going to turn his gun in? Do you think the criminal is not going to take advantage of the fact that he knows the populace is unarmed?
Most of the people who do these shootings are like kids who bring guns to school, or an adult who decides he doesn't like a bunch of black people up in Buffalo.
60% of homicides are suicides. Gun homicides are suicides. And,
But that doesn't mean anything, Phil.
Well, it means that the number of
those
deaths,
people, if they couldn't get a gun, they jump off a bridge. If they couldn't jump off a bridge,
they do us a favor.
All I'm saying is that people want to commit suicide. It's a different statistic altogether.
No, it's they're melding that statistic in with other gun deaths.
But you're making a lousy argument here.
No.
You're just saying, because 60% are committing suicide with them doesn't mean that there aren't 40% who are shooting people up. Okay?
More people die.
That doesn't lessen the death.
More people die by other means besides handguns and homicides. There are more people that die by knife than by guns. And
are you sure of that? Where'd you get that statistic from?
That's available through
the NRA.
I forget which government agency, but it's one of the ones that you would believe. To get on the subjects that I wanted to talk about.
Amazing how you change subjects when you're. Well, go ahead.
I was happy. I could talk about guns, but you know what? I think it turns people off.
Oh, really?
I had a couple of articles that I wanted to talk about, and you can pick.
Why do you think it turns people off, Phil?
Yeah, okay. Doctors are concerned that the average
he doesn't even listen to me. Why do you think it turns people off to talk about guns?
Because they have their position, and nobody is going to change it. People.
No, that's you.
Are very emotional.
I'll never change your opinion, but there are certain people out there.
No, and I won't change yours.
Whose opinions I could change.
Yeah, Tony's. Is
that an insult to Tony?
Yeah, of course I insult Tony.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll stop calling. My house. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I've got a couple of articles, but back to the train for a second. When we were having all of these oil tankers that were going aground and making environmental disasters?
Yeah.
What did they do? They created double hulls in these tankers. Now, we've had a bunch of these train derailments, and we just had another toxic spill today. And if these, and I believe that there are 1,600 train derailments a year. Who knew that? So anyway, why couldn't they double line these trains that carry these toxic chemicals to contain them?
Well, Phil, it's amazing that we've been dealing with this problem for many years now. Various spills go all the way back to the one up in Alaska. Remember that big one that we had?
Prudhomme.
Prudhomme. That was
Prudhomme Bay.
That was where the French chef.
Prudhomme Bay, I think it was called.
No, it was. No, what was it? It's so long ago that I forget.
Yeah.
But anyway, but it's amazing that we've had
Exxon
this.
Valdez. It was the Exxon Valdez.
Was the ship, yeah. But anyway, that we've had problems since then, and by God, you tonight solved the entire problem with your double bladder system.
Why not?
Don't you think they've looked into that, Phil?
If they did, they're not using it.
Believe me. You ain't the brightest guy in the world, so somebody else,
a lot brighter than you think.
Some of these scientists could come up with it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that might be, a reasonable thing, but there's another one that I looked at that I thought was interesting. The doctors are concerned that the average penis length has grown over the last 30 years. And you know why?
What do you mean? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You say they are concerned?
Yes.
Why
So
is this?
the
Because
article,
we're going to have to alter pant sizes? What?
well, no, they're saying that the reason that penises have grown 24% in the last 30 years, the average size was 4.8, and now the average size
Because
is
we
6.
work at it?
No, they're
No?
saying it's due to unhealthy habits, and not the habits that you're thinking.
Wait a minute. Unhealthy habits.
Yeah,
Now, I
junk food.
think about my penis size, and I don't want to brag or anything else, but I will just tell you that I don't think I had bad habits.
Well, you might have been one of the exceptions, but they're saying that unhealthy habits like junk food, pollution, sedentary lifestyle are all reasons why the penis is getting bigger.
Why would that even be?
Hey, it was in the Google News.
Yeah, whenever I want to find out the news of the day, I go to Google News.
I turn to Google.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was a power outage in New York. JFK went down today.
Really?
Yeah. So, it can even happen in a democratically run state like New York and not just Texas.
Well, you remember we have had very famous power outages here.
I was there for the 1965 power outage.
And I was here for the when was it?
68?
No, there was one wait a minute. Was I here for one of them? Yeah, I was here for one of them that happened in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was here when there was another one in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Or
know.
excuse me, I think wait a minute. 90s? Yeah, 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one in the 90s.
Wow.
And I was stuck. What I had was the office I was working at for my friend Steve Gruberg, and he had this door, and the door had an electric lock on it, so that if you wanted to let somebody in, you could buzz them in. One of those things. Well, try and get out of those if the electricity has gone out.
Well, you know how I met you? It was because you had an electrical issue. You were WPLJ, and your garage door, I believe it was in your place in 14th Street, your garage door, you couldn't get your car out that morning because the electricity went out powering the garage door.
I don't even remember it. But then again, I don't remember you. So.
Yeah. So you put out a call for a listener to give you a ride home. So I called. I did. And the rest is history.
Those were the days when you could say, I want a listener to take me home. Anybody want to come do it? And you just do it. Today, you wouldn't even think of doing that.
No. You
wonder what kind of weirdo is going to pick you up.
Well, you just found out. But anyway, yeah. Now, if you want to talk about shootings, I guess there was a second shooting in Los Angeles of another Jewish person in the Pico area, Pico Robinson.
I thought they'd never get around to us.
Yeah.
I thought they'd never get around to us.
No, they were hitting the Chinese for a while. You remember old ladies, 90-year-old ladies getting knocked down for no reason, sucker punch?
Yeah, here in New York.
Pushed into
here in New York.
subway trains.
Yeah.
I have no idea what would make someone want to have.
Well, a lot of the pushings into subway tracks and so on here is really crazy people. I mean, just absolutely nutty, crazy people who just decide to push somebody. Yeah. It's not as though it's a criminal element who's sitting around saying, well, let's see who we can push in the tracks today.
Well, now you say crazy people, and a lot of the homeless have mental issues.
Yes, of course.
Drug mental issues.
Well, not necessarily drug induced.
I had an idea to
here we go. Here comes another one of those great ideas again that
nobody else
I
had an idea to deal with these spills on the trains, which was the double bladder cars. Do you have any solutions for the mental issues that are going on in the homeless. Because if you look, they were saying that at the airports, and we mentioned JFK, but in Chicago airport, the homeless are camping there, and many of them have.
Oh hell,
have,
we're building our build. They're doing our building. They're doing
Yeah.
all the stuff that's I'm having breathing problems from it. It's gotten so bad with all the dust and everything. But they put up these things around the building. They're about
scaffolds, I think they call it.
Scaffold. Well, what it's supposed to do is if they're working above and they drop a bolt or something, it's not going to hit a person. It's just going to hit this this skirt around the building.
It's like for the Golden Gate Bridge where people jump and it catches them in a net.
Well, no, this isn't a net. This is it's actually a platform around the building. And ever since they put it in, the homeless, who've been pushed out of the subways, by the way,
right,
have decided to come sit under that scaffold. All right.
All the homeless in New York?
Well, not all the homeless in New York, a number of them. And they bring couches with them. I mean, they're literally couches and chairs and things like that. And it is I have now come to refer to that platform as a homeless shelter.
Well, hey, you're doing your part.
It attracts them because it is shelter. Especially when it's raining and snowing and things like that, you got this shelter.
Years ago, they used to sleep on the subway grates because I guess the steam used to come up and it was warm.
They did. Yeah.
And now, I guess they look for overhead things. It's cold out there. How can these people live like that?
Well, I mean, the subways are warmer, I believe.
Yeah.
If you go down there, they're warmer. It's not. They don't heat the subways, do they? Did they? I don't remember.
I don't think so. When I lived in New York, they didn't even air condition the cars.
Oh, they don't air condition the subways at all.
No.
And they could have. They could have come up with a scheme to do it. But no, the subway cars, however, are air conditioned.
Yeah.
So that's true.
They used to have light bulbs in the subways that turned in an opposite way. So you know how you screw in a light bulb and it's clockwise?
Yeah.
Well, to screw in a light bulb in the subway, they turn counterclockwise.
So people
you
would
could steal them
and use them somewhere else.
Right.
So the thread was the opposite way.
Exactly.
I didn't know that. See, Phil, I learned something from you today.
Well, you never try to steal a bulb.
Nothing really useful, but it was okay. That's all right.
You learn a thing or two.
Yeah.
So today, in Berkeley, they seized 19 million in illegal cannabis from a warehouse. 12,000 pounds. 12,000 pounds is $19 million. I remember a pound was what, 250.
Well, here's the reason why people say, why is there still illegal marijuana, say, in California?
Yeah.
Or soon they're going to say it about New York. And the answer is because they can sell it cheaper than these dispensaries are. Because the dispensaries are being charged a tax and a whole bunch of stuff. And you just can't get it. You could get it cheaper from a dealer. I have a friend who's a dealer over in New Jersey. And they've got pot over there. No, but it's you got pot like crazy over there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You got pot like crazy over there. And yet he goes out and he buys it from, a dealer. And I said, why do you buy it from a dealer? He says, because it's cheaper. And if you think about it, that makes a lot of sense. A dealer can probably sell it to you cheaper than you can get it at a store because you're going to get that tax added to it and all the other stuff that goes along with it. Plus the fact that the store is going to up the price on something. I'm going to tell you something though. This is today I got an email, and it's the best piece of news I've gotten this year.
All right.
Okay. From Paramount Plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Recently, Paramount Plus announced that they were just merging Paramount Plus with Showtime. So it'd be known as Paramount Plus Showtime. Okay. And the reason they're doing it is they're both owned by Viacom, and why not do it? And they feel that this may create a better situation than just Showtime alone. They sent me a note today. Dear customer, your plan price has changed. Okay? Now, you're expecting the news you're going to get is...
It's going up.
It's going up.
Right.
Great news. As of 2/16/23, the price of your Paramount Plus Premium with Showtime plan has decreased from $14.99 a month or $149.99 a year to $11.99 a month or $119 a year.
Now that's the Paramount Plus, or is that the Showtime,
it's
or
Paramount
both?
Plus with Showtime.
Okay, because I have Paramount Plus, but I don't have Showtime.
Well, no, if you have Paramount Plus, it is now just that you will find Showtime is available to you on the Paramount Plus.
Oh, well, it's available to me on the Amazon thing too, but...
What do you mean on the Amazon thing?
Well, I have a Fire Fox, or I have YouTube TV. That's what I have, YouTube TV. So it's available to me on that.
Well, I wouldn't get any of these things through those third parties. I would get
Why
them.
is that?
I would get them directly from the company.
Well, I can never remember what the passwords are, and like I have Hulu, and I've been paying for it for a while, but I haven't turned it on. I don't remember the password, and I don't remember who's billing me for what.
Yeah. But anyway, if you have Paramount Plus now, you probably if you go to it, it probably has Showtime. They have it on the list there on the side. So Showtime, You go there, and it'll probably let you watch Showtime now.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool.
And you were probably paying $119.99 a year for the.
Well, they got me for $1.99 a month for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I did that one too.
And it went up.
Yeah.
It's either $6 or $8 a month.
It's what does it say here? It's
you said it was 11, but
$11.99 a month. Well, it was cheaper than that when I got it.
Yeah.
But I mean, without the Showtime. Then I added Showtime, and it came to $149. Now, I guess they're sending out something to some of these people saying your price is going up because they just bought Paramount Plus only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and that's what I have is Paramount Plus only.
Yeah.
My daughter actually works for Paramount Plus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, thank her for me.
All right, I certainly will.
But that's good news. Usually they combine and they give you this other thing, and then they don't even lower your price.
Well, talking about prices, Sirius Satellite, they've come down now. They try to get me for $6 or $7 a month. Now they've come down to $5 a month. But I've decided, in reference to you, I'm going to wait until they pay me to take it.
Yeah. Well, let's see that. Just hold that up. It says $5 a month. For how long?
Yeah, for 12 months.
For 12 months.
So it's $60 a year. Now, I have a friend that has a lifetime thing. He paid $200, I don't know when.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah, I don't think they have that deal anymore.
Yeah, well.
But he's grandfathered into it, so.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And
at one point, I think they tried to say to people, well, that's limited.
Yeah.
But it wasn't limited.
No, it was anybody who wanted it.
Yeah.
Oh, you can fog a mirror. No, it's $200.
Yeah. Hey, let me bring some of these people in who are waiting to.
Oh, I also wanted to tell you, I was chatting with my IT guy the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked him, about the Mac Studio and if it would run certain programs. And when I told him that you were the one that recommended the Mac Studio, he said that his high school, he missed so many classes listening to your show, and that he's a major fan, and he couldn't. When I told him about the Ramble and so forth, he immediately went on and signed up as a subscriber. So
a subscriber to what?
To your to you on YouTube.
Well, you don't have to subscribe to me.
Yeah, well, if you're a subscriber, you get another person. You know, you've got what,
Oh, if
1,000.
if they want to be, if they want to subscribe to my channel, yeah, sure.
Right.
So, which would be nice.
He was so happy when he heard that that you were still doing what you're doing. You made a guy very happy.
Boy, he has no life, right?
No, actually, he's probably one of the smartest guys in the room.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, hey, hello to Charlie. Hello, Charlie. What does the T-shirt say today?
It says, I ate some pie and it was delicious.
Okay. And hello to, wait a minute, he just lost his picture there. Brian Sigmund is with us, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Brian.
I love you, and I love all of you.
Are you sending that money to me?
Oh, you see all my drug money?
Well, you must be a real bad drug dealer because they all look like dollar bills.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It's a lot of $2 bills. I'm one of those assholes who goes to the bank and buys 100.
I do too.
You do too.
Yeah, I use them as tips. You know, when you get your car washed, you got a baggage guy. Instead of giving him a 5, I'm so cheap, I give him a 2. And you know what? They like it. People love $2 bills. They think they're special.
You know what? It really it's a nice kitschy thing. I went on a cruise one time and I got a stack of $2 bills. I swear to God, this freaking thing. It was about a 10-day cruise. I ordered the same drink every time I went to the bar. And if you ever been on a cruise, it's like a meal line. You have your ID card and they scan it. Nobody ever tips. Every time I got a drink, I put a $2 bill on the table. And I will say by the third day, as I would approach the bar, my drink would be on the table.
Yeah.
Because I was a $2 bill guy. There's something about $2 bills. People love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know about it.
But why is it that, what was the old saying? He's queer as a $2 bill.
$3 bill.
$3 bill.
Oh, $3 bill? Oh, okay. Oh.
See this? Look at that stack. That's a stack of 2s.
So could I go down to my bank and ask for $2 bills and they would have
yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Me too, but isn't that so funny? You're like the only other asshole on the planet that buys $2 bills and goes out and spends them. I love it.
But have you ever?
I even have the wrapper, the $2 wrapper.
Well, have you ever gone in to get the $2 bills, and they said
they're right here?
Wait a minute, and they said we're all out of them.
No, they order them. They never have them. So you order it, and within a day or two, they have them, and they call me up and they say, "Oh, we got your $2 bills," and
yeah.
I also sometimes when I send like a survey to a customer and I ask them to fill out the survey on the store, I'll include a $2 bill to say thank you.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it ups the response, and it's not necessarily that you'll get a better response. But
who used to do that? I think Nielsen used to do that.
Yeah, that's true. Because I was a Nielsen.
And the first time they got a hold of you, they said, if you'll fill this out for us, keep the
$10 or
here's
something.
$2. Here's $2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that for a couple of years.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I had a people meter, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah.
That is fantastic. I honestly, I thought I was the only asshole in my area.
Oh no, I'm another asshole. Oh, you mean it does that?
That did $2 bills, and here I was walking among giants.
I mean, I hate people claiming they're assholes. What am I? Chopped chicken liver? What? Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny. That is absolutely too funny. Oh, good show. Good show.
Yeah. Well, I like $2 bills. I just think that they're special.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Phil.
I got tons of them.
Phil, the man who has solved the train spill problem with let's get. Here's what we do. Here's the idea, Phil. You didn't think of this. You thought just get a bladder or something. why not get these weather balloons and fill them with all the smoke and stuff?
Well, the problem is Biden will shoot them down, and then you'll have a spill in other areas.
So why don't we get to the real reason that the train crashed? The NTSB today released Kevin's got $2 bills too. Released.
Oh, really?
I'm an asshole too.
Yeah.
Hey, he's joining the club.
So this whole like, god damn, this group is full of assholes.
No, wait a minute. Let me just ask you a quick question in case I decide to go to the bank and do this. You go in and you ask them for $2 bills, and when they say they'll order them.
Yes,
and
so I think I have to buy $200 worth, which is $100 $2 bills.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to get $200 worth.
Yeah, I think that's the minimum that they can order.
Yeah.
Alex. So you just go into the bank, and some banks are crazy. In fact, it even depends on the branch. I have this one branch that I go to, and it's this woman Bonnie, and she goes, "Sure, yeah, we just ordered from," because the armored truck companies that go and service all these banks. Well, they're part of what's like a distributor, like a plumbing supply house will be a distributor from the industry to the supply to then the contractors, then to the, it's sort of the same thing. And if you just get someone who goes, yeah, I'll put an order in for you and call you when it's in, you'll get that. But yeah, you'll have to order hundreds at a time. Like when I ordered 50-cent pieces and I had to get $500 with the 50-cent pieces, that was a fucking mistake. And it was as heavy as an anvil, I got to tell you. And there was one silver fucking coin in all of them. But I did
they're on to that.
Yeah, but the thing is that you get them and then you use them as tips. I use them as tips, and people love that shit. Like when I go to a bar and I just throw a $2 bill on the table, people love that stuff. It's
Brian,
cute. Yes.
I had a friend of mine that was a printer, and he could make a pad, and I used to get $50 $1 bills, brand new sequential numbers, and he would pad them for me. So they put them under pressure and they put some glue on the edges. And I would take the pad, and first of all, I would give it to people around Christmas time as gifts. Then the other thing I would do is you take the pad, let's say you go into 7-Eleven and you order a Slurpee, and the guy says, "Oh, that'll be $1, please." So you pull it off the pad and you hand it to him, and he says, "I'm not taking that." So, it was always a lot of fun, but people didn't think it was real if it was if it was padded.
Certainly, this is one of the more interesting discussions.
Well, that's why I want to get to something different.
Yeah, why?
Well, hey, Alan never pulls out a bill, so except he paid for dinner the other night.
I paid for dinner.
Where were you eating? Arby's?
No, sushi.
I wouldn't go that much up for Phil.
Yeah, no, we had a nice sushi dinner.
No.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
I've noticed that there are two types of people when I've gotten in the $2 bill business, like Phil and I. There are two types of people. There are people who go,
wait, we're
neat.
Back to $2 bills
this?
again?
We were done, Brian.
Just let me finish. There are two types of people. There are people who go, oh, neat. This is neat. This is cool. There's that. And then there's my buddy Steve. He sent me to the liquor store one time and to pick up beer. And when I came back, I went to give him change, and I threw a $2 bill in his change. And he goes, "What the fuck is this?" And I went, it's a $2 bill. Like I thought I was being cute.
Shit.
And he goes,
People don't think it's real.
Well, no.
Exciting.
He goes, I don't want that shit. Mm-hmm. And I said, I was confused. I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, no, don't give me that. Don't give me that. I said, Steve, what's your problem? He goes, oh, because then I go to the store and I give them a $2 bill, and then they want to talk about it. He was a complete introvert. And he goes, oh, then they want to talk about it. And then it's a whole fucking thing. I don't want anything to do with it. Like, there are people out there who are annoyed by the $2 bills, like annoyed. And then there are people out there. who think it's fucking cute. So it's a grab bag out there.
And the
The
Susan B. Anthony's
the
too.
$1
I'll try this a third
coin.
time.
Yeah, the Susan B. Anthony coin.
Yeah,
I'll try this a third
same
time.
thing. The fuck is this?
Charlie.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention Brian was talking about tipping on the cruises. When I was going on cruises, you always had to sign the sheet every time you ordered something with your card. So I would add a 15 or 20% tip to whatever they had on the chart.
Most people did not
I
know.
never had to bring any money.
You also tip at the end of the cruise.
Or before the cruise, Phil.
Well, yeah, but there's an envelope, and you have to put in quite a bit.
I always tip the server at the and then the
Yep,
back.
I always tip the server too on the
How many
cruise.
here watch Below Deck Mediterranean?
Oh, I do.
How do you like the tips at the end of those cruises?
Oh, 20 grand, 18 grand. And you know what? And if they don't get the 20 grand or the 18 grand, they diss the people that they just worked for.
Yeah.
Oh, they got 12 grand. They're just so upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these are people who rent a whole yacht,
But they get half off because of the TV show.
And they only rent it for like 3 days or something.
Yeah.
So that's like $15,000 tip for 3 days.
Yeah. But normally those yachts would be like $150,000, and they're paying like 75 or something.
Well, Shecky liked that show, and we were doing a little research into it, and it looks like they don't pay the full fare on the boat.
No, they don't.
Because they're being videotaped for a TV show, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I think they pay half.
Well, supposedly those yachts for like 3 days go for about $150,000.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the producers of the show arranged the tip or a good part of it?
I don't know about that, but I'll tell you this: I do know is that there's a whole level of suites on that ship you never see. You know why?
Because it's the people that are.
That's
doing
where
the
they're
show.
editing the video and
Right.
and storing the video and keeping the video cameras and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's.
Can we get back to the train? I started talking
Shut
about
up!
it,
Now we're talking about Below Deck Mediterranean. Damn it!
but
Yeah.
cut me off.
Now, who's the best captain?
I like Captain Sandy.
She's a good leader.
Yeah.
I like the guy from Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he's pretty good too.
Well, the guy from
People
Australia is
like-
on the Australian version of that, although Captain Sandy wound up on the other version of it because the captain of the other ship got sick, and so they brought her in to take over for him. So it was kind of like crossing over between the two Below Deck shows.
Was that Captain Glenn?
I can't remember now, but he had to quit because he would come down with some kind of thing which he had to attend to.
I think they display really good leadership skills, and I learned from that show.
Actually, I enjoy that show. I mean, Shecky, my friend Shecky enjoys that show. You wouldn't think, you'd think Shecky would be circumspect about it. No, he loves it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I found out he loved it, and I went, wow. Nobody else here watches Below Deck, do they? What a bunch of losers.
And also sailing yacht Below Deck is a good one too.
Well, I don't watch all the Below Decks. I like the Below Deck Mediterranean because I like the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Because it's so gorgeous and wonderful. But yes, Jeff, what were you going to say?
Oh yeah, there's some people in the northern part of where they go like not to Russia, but
Black Sea,
countries that are right up there. And
Scandinavian countries.
The small little boats bring in and stop every like 5 hours or something like that. They stop. They take off products. They bring in other products. So they're commercial properties, but at the same time, they get people coming in and out and in and out. It's quite different.
The reason
There's also those German river cruises where they have those boats and maybe 150 passengers.
I think the reason why Jeff is talking so low is because he's in a house with other people, right? Yeah.
Oh, turn up his volume.
Well, we got enough problems just keeping him
Then I'll be
on.
thrown out.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, now. Oh, hey, Alan, you wanted to change the subject.
So let's talk about what the NTSB
That's good, Alan. Now,
is talking about. Let's talk about what the NTSB is talking about, why this train possibly derailed.
Yeah.
The latest thing, heard this on Fox News, actually, Phil. But
it must be true.
It's actually all over the place. So they think the brakes failed, and that's why the train derailed. And they had a lot of problems with the old style train brakes. They were hydraulic or something like that. And a company that builds these cars came out with electric controlled brakes. And it worked so well that Obama made it a law, and all the companies were changing over, except by the time Norfolk Southern, which is the one that rolled over in Ohio.
Norfolk?
Yeah, Norfolk, right. By the time they got around to getting to this set of trains that collided, Trump had changed the law.
Trump. Why don't you blame Reagan? It's his.
Reagan had nothing to do with this. Trump canceled another smart law, and they are now in the process. The NTSB, the last 3 or 4 big train accidents are because Norfolk Southern didn't have to change the brakes.
Where's Brian with his list when you need him?
Oh, there's more. Trump's going to be indicted.
Yeah.
In Georgia.
Georgia.
Where'd Alex go?
He had enough.
Had enough with what?
Enough of that conversation.
Oh, you don't want to talk about the train anymore?
It's been talked about.
Not you, Alex. Shut up for a minute.
Let me see here.
He's got monopoly money.
That's
compared to $2 bills. That's called fuck you money.
Yeah, well,
you can get laid with that amount of money, Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, every month I take out $400 in $100 bills and put them aside here, so that if I need them for something, I can use them. See?
Are you a prepper?
Bills.
What?
Are you a prepper, Alex?
No,
Are you
no,
prepping
but
for the big one when you can't get to your ATM and that's the only thing that'll get you any food and water?
No, and the reason I do this is because I use this as my, buy stuff money. Like I bought this new Macintosh Mac Studio using $100 bills that I had.
Didn't you run into a problem where one vendor wouldn't take the $100 bills?
That's right.
What was her name?
So you went to the bank next door and got $2 bills.
Right, got $2 bills and gave it to him. Now here are 2 people in the waiting room. Well, there's Ray. Okay, so we know who Ray is.
We know him.
We know Ray. Okay, and now there's a Layla Schraft. Now, I don't think that's for real, but I can do it, and I can be ready to just hang up on them.
Where's your 7-second delay?
Sounds like another Republican.
What'd you say?
Where's your 7-second delay?
I don't have a 7-second delay. Here. Hold on a second. Now, is this going to be Layla? Okay. I'm ready to go here. I'm ready to go. Okay.
That was a good song.
Let me see here. You there, Layla? Layla, are you there?
Be ready.
Huh?
Yeah,
see, I got rid of her.
Yeah.
What the hell? Remove.
So did you care about the train brake thing?
You know what the brakes are made out of on the cable cars in San Francisco?
What are they?
They're wooden blocks.
Well, I don't think anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Times like usual.
Yeah, they
I remember they were wooden blocks when I was a kid, but I think when they refit all the cable cars, because remember there was a point at which they had to replace the cables in case
Well,
people.
that. There's the cable cars. There's the street cars, and those connect to a cable. The cable cars connect, but they use this big wooden, this metal.
No, here's a simple way.
The wooden brakes were when you were a kid because they had just come out with those, right?
No, I remember them, and I've lived in San Francisco since '74.
Well, the thing was that the people don't know this about the cable cars, how they work, is that there's a huge cable that goes all the way down the whole line and is literally rotating. Although I don't know how many different cables, but I think there was huge cables. And what happens is they would grab onto the cable. That's how the cable car worked. It would grab onto the cable, and then the cable would pull them up the hill. And then when you wanted to stop, you put on the brakes, but you'd release the attachment to the cable. And it still works that way. But I do believe they replaced the wood blocks with something else.
Nope, there's still wood.
There's still
It's
wood?
still wood.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And I used to take those when I was
I'm
a kid.
overraised.
We lived in North Beach, and my mother would have us walk down Filbert Street, down to the subway. Not the subway, the cable car. And then we would just grab the cable car, and many times you just grabbed it while it was moving, because they moved very slowly.
Hung on the side.
And then you would stand on, there's a platform you could stand. Can you still do that? I don't think they allow that anymore.
I don't know. I haven't ridden in a cable car in so many years.
Yeah.
What's that?
I haven't.
What were you asking?
Hanging on to the side, can you still
Yeah,
do
you
it?
can still hang on the side.
Yeah.
Well, you can still hang on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just there a couple of days ago. I saw people doing it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They actually ran off and hung on the other side when things stopped for a couple minutes.
That's called a
Hold on a
Chinese
second, I
fire
have to go
drill.
put my money away.
I used to do that in high school,
That's the
Yeah,
other
me
stuff
too.
that I already hear in Phil again.
Remember, we used to get out of the car and run around and switch seats. With this
That's
stuff
right. Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever.
Anyway.
But they always left me there.
So yeah, so Trump is going to be indicted by Georgia.
Oh, write it down.
Write what down?
He mentioned Trump.
He's going to be indicted, but for what?
Well, in the news today, Georgia.
No, he isn't going to be indicted for anything yet. They haven't said that.
They interviewed many people during this.
They said that some of the people, and a lot of people believe that it's what's his name, Giuliani. That they believe that one or more people perjured themselves before that grand jury, and they're going to charge them also.
Alex, has Trump testified before that committee?
No.
Then how can he perjure himself if he hasn't testified?
No, but that's not it. They also said they're going to come down with some indictments, and the indictments may well include your pal.
I thought the indictments were for perjury.
The indictment. They said they had certain people they felt perjured themselves and are thinking about charging with perjury, but that's not the main charges. Those are ancillary charges.
Right.
So your boy Trump, I think, in Georgia is going to be indicted.
Yep. The grand jury has come down with there was no widespread voter fraud in 2020 in Georgia. Just another nobody but Republican people like Phil say there were. And the rest of the world, including the Supreme Court of the land, says there was nothing.
They
Nobody
were giving
has
people,
proven it.
Alan, they were giving people $2 bills to vote for Biden.
That's where I got that $2 bill from.
Is it against the law to pay somebody to vote for you?
I think
It
so.
is? Oh,
yeah.
okay. Damn it. Then I couldn't win.
Especially in Texas.
Especially in Texas? Yeah. But I think Trump's going to get indicted. I think, and when they start coming, they're going to start. It's going to be a cascade.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's going to be the January 6th indictments, and the one in Florida is that he tried to force the election there.
Georgia.
Yeah, tried to force people to do it.
Fellas, I only need 11,000 votes. 11,624 votes.
Find
Come
me.
on.
Find me 11,000
Yeah.
votes.
Yeah, find me. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't really say that.
He did. I heard him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know he did.
Oh,
I
you're
was
being
just-
sarcastic.
I just wanted to stir.
That was the most pathetic, absolutely the most pathetic.
There was a suitcase underneath a table, and it had 11,000 votes in it, and he was just asking him to find it. That's
He
all.
knew it was there.
Yeah. I lost my
It's
votes.
just-
I left them there, and yeah.
It's such a gangster move.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on, find me 11,000 votes.
Oh, he sounded like
Hey,
a
they did it
gangster
in
on the call.
1960.
It sounded like he sounded like a gangster on the call. Do you know
Yeah.
who was it that just recently wrote a book about Trump?
Yeah.
And he was a prosecutor or something for the city of New York or whatever, and he said he never came up against anybody that most closely resembled the mob than Trump.
The whole book.
Just his whole demeanor and the way he handled his businesses and so on were absolutely mob-like, you know.
Yeah, it just published a few days ago.
Yeah,
If I remember. I think the whole book. That's the whole premise of the book.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that he was a major mobster,
I
basically.
hear it.
on his own.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark. His name was Mark Pomerantz, who resigned from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office last year. Wrote he had pursued a racketeering case against the former president.
Wow. Well, don't you know?
He's going to have to give up one of his private jets pretty soon to pay legal bills.
Oh, really?
He'll be flying on Air Force One in another year and a half or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to federal prison on board.
Can you be president from federal prison? Is there a law against that?
There was a guy who was mayor of Washington, D.C. in prison.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, actually, he won an election, I think, from the prison.
Marion
Barry.
Yeah.
Marion Barry.
Yeah, so maybe you could be president from prison.
He can be president of the prison yard. Mexico has offered to build the wall around the prison for free.
See?
So they are going to pay for the wall.
For Trump.
That's right.
Phil, imagine one of his cellmates is a Mexican. Bad hombre.
He would last 5 days in general population. Somebody would kill him. They're gonna if he ends up in prison.
He'd be running that prison.
Yeah, right. I doubt it.
On his knees.
Yeah, that's right. With his
I get the best
ass in the air on his knees. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll be there. He'll be waiting for Phil to come in and pass him a $2 bill.
Phil,
You guys are so cocky. So cocky.
He'll be called President Soap Dropper.
I love it.
Oh, God. Phil, in the cake you put an IOU instead of a nail file.
That was a good one, Tony.
Yeah.
This is good. This is when you didn't pay me for those drugs, you fuck.
But anyway, you know.
Still waiting for the check. Still
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah. So, what else is new? Oh, let me see here.
Oh, Faye is now over COVID.
Oh, good.
She took the what's it?
Oh, the
What's
one
with
that
a
you're
P? What's the drug?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Paxlovid.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's 2 Paxlovid and 1 Remdesivir.
Paxlovid. No, we didn't do Remdesivir.
They come in the card.
The
Oh,
whole
you know what?
package is called Paxlovid.
You know why? Why? Because of my age, and because I had some slight kidney problems.
That's right.
They didn't give the Remdesivir. They just gave
Yeah, she got 18. She was taking 6 pills a day, 3 in the morning, 3 12 hours afterwards, and 2 of them were Paxlovid and 1 was Remdesivir, and so she 6 pills a day for 5 days is 30 pills, and today she finished the course and she took a test and she was negative.
Of course, it makes you negative. The latest thing is I could have cancer again.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a new kind.
Oh, what do you got?
No, I went to my neurologist, and he gave me a blood test, and then he found that a certain number had spiked, so he's sending me to a oncologist, hematologist, to check it out. But he
What
says,
kind of cancer is this? Does this have anything to do with the lymph nodes and the things that they didn't want to see you about 6 months ago?
well, it's not the lymph nodes in this case. We don't know, but it could just be. It could be not lymphoma, the other thing.
Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
No, not that. Hold on a second. I'll tell you.
Female cancer.
It's. Hold on. God,
Breast
this
cancer.
is ridiculous. Come on, do it. Here we go.
Anal
It's
cancer.
no, it's melanoma.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
Which is skin cancer.
which I've looked at the symptoms and I don't have any of them. Okay, so
Do you have
and my
any
doctor
spots?
said there's only a 10% chance that it's something bad. It's something concerning. Okay.
if they get that melanoma early, they can remove it.
No, that's a skin. That's a
yeah.
no.
the-
That's a no. This is melanoma.
Oh.
It's not a what do they call it?
Bill's
Melanoma.
right. The worst type of skin cancer is called melanoma.
Melanoma, but this is let me see here.
Melanoma.
This is myeloma. Excuse me, myeloma.
Myeloma's different. yes.
Myeloma. Yeah.
That means you touched a Republican in the past.
Or it could be. It could be I have lymphoma. One of those things. What the hell? They're all treatable.
I love how Phil gets on the show with all his conspiracy theories, and when people talk about Trump and the Republicans, he rolls his eyes and moves his head around like we're all.
Because you're a broken record, Alan.
You're one to talk. I learned it from you.
Yeah.
Now, kids, let's quit arguing.
Without substance.
Let's quit arguing.
What about you, though?
What?
What not you? What about?
I'm rubber, you're glue. Yeah, I heard that one, Alan.
You're gonna call him a flat lever soon.
Sticks and stones.
So now they got rumors running around about the balloons that they were really flying saucers, UFOs.
That's what I heard.
Christ.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and I thought, if they're just by accident we had shot down an actual UFO, I guess our world is going to come to an end very soon.
No,
Yeah.
UFO.
They probably were UFOs. Like I said,
There he is.
There was one of the
wait a
occupants.
minute. Technically, they are UFOs. They're unidentified flying objects. We don't know
And there's
what
a
they
lot of
are.
them. There's been a lot more lately.
Government's
I
not going to
think
tell
it's
us what they
our
were.
radar.
So anyway, to finish what I was saying, I have to go to the doctor in a week for this oncologist, hematologist, to tell me what he thinks. And we're going for a consult, is what it's called. Because my doctor. Here's what happens. What happens? My doctor doesn't want to get sued if he's wrong.
That's
So
right.
he's passing off the blame to somebody else.
You take the ball.
You take the fall for it.
I went
So, in the old day, a doctor would say, there's only about a 10% chance. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll take it again soon and see how it is then. And if it continues to happen, then we'll do something about it. But no, they don't even do that anymore.
How about this scenario? How about he sends you to the specialist, the oncologist, and they find that you actually have cancer and it's treatable in its early stages, and you caught it early, and you get some treatment, and you live for another 20 years.
How about you take 2 aspirin and call it in the morning?
He told me to take 30. The doctor called him. That sounds.
Well, yeah, but no, what I'd say
It goes good with a cup of coffee, Tony.
But I'd
Go
say
get
to the
a cup of
doctor, if
coffee.
he said to me,
I go in with
look,
coffee.
you've got
You're
it, it's treatable. We can probably, the survival rate on this is maybe 20 years. And I'm going,
That's good.
okay, well, at my age, it's good to know I've now got another 20 years. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't feel.
Sounds like
I
the
don't,
guy that says, after this operation, can I still play the piano? And what does the guy say? Did you play the piano before? And the guy says no.
I don't think that's exactly how the joke
Exactly
goes.
how it
Well,
goes.
you
Yeah.
know, You know what my doctor told me, because he knows I have 2 labs, Alex? He says, you got nothing to worry about. Go adopt another dog. My brother's like, don't give him any ideas.
Why did the doctor say go?
Well, I said, when I first, when you hear the news, he says, well, how long do I got? I told him, he says, no, you're not going anywhere. I said, oh.
Yeah.
He says, you can adopt another dog. Don't worry about it. Is that
You're
good
probably
or
going
bad?
to
I'm
kill the
saying?
dogs you got with the radiation.
But you know, I
He
mean,
said, they're fine. I called him up.
I'm so sick of doctors.
I am too, Alex. I hate it.
You know, I mean, it just they get you in this doctor mill. You know, and today none of them want to ever say, okay, you know, there's a 10% chance it might be something, but let's just keep an eye on it. Okay? No, he sends me off to the oncologist, which to begin with means cancer doctor, right?
Yeah, that's exactly
and all
that.
these, it's funny, all these hematologists, people who deal with blood,
Yeah.
are also oncologists.
Oh, really?
I have no idea why. You know. So, whatever. I'm tired of it. I guess at my age, anytime that you even sneeze, they go, I think we better send you to a cancer doctor. You know. So.
Well, you know, I mean, the reality is the older you get, the higher chance you get, the higher risk you are for getting things that go wrong.
Yes, I know that.
You know,
But you don't have to rub it in.
I'm not rubbing it
No,
in.
not you, the doctors.
Oh, the doctor, yeah.
Oh,
Talk
my.
about rub it in. I went to the doctor. I had an elevated thing in my blood. I asked him if I could just go get another opinion, and he said, "Sure, you're ugly too."
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
all week.
That one.
I'm sorry.
Why are we all using Tony's background tonight?
We're not.
It's just filling
I
me.
feel like if I knew you were coming, I would have had some cake. Yes.
You know,
You knew
Have
we were
some
coming.
coffee.
You would have had a
That's
light
not
in
good.
there.
Yeah, I got all the lights off.
yeah. We never can see his background, which you guys are using as the background. So
It's very attractive background.
You know what we're painting the rooms out, so we're going to leave the wallpaper up. I'm serious, too.
really, that's the
Who's
most
your
hideous.
decorator?
You
We're
should
gonna
do
leave
it.
it
It is the most hideous
Brian
wallpaper
is,
ever.
it looks like he was flying the way he had the camera.
Yeah,
See,
wallpaper.
yeah,
Good, right?
yeah.
No, wait a minute. What is Brian Sigmund doing with his camera?
He's got it on a
Change the
pole. He's
angle.
doing a selfie.
What, Brian?
What?
Is there something bothering you?
No, I'm drinking beer.
Oh, he's getting drunk again.
Right on. Watch out for the furniture. It gets in the way.
It does. It's awful.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember old moon rocks. I had a buddy of mine.
That was my nickname, by the way, in high school. Moon Rocks.
Old moon rocks.
Yep, and I had a friend of mine. He was a cartoonist, and I made a few albums, and he did all my album art and all. And I said, you got to do a piece of art for me for this guy Alex Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
And he made this beautiful caricature of Alex with a moon rock on his desk. And for the life of me, I can't remember where it is. It's somewhere in this house.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called Moon Rocks. And we sent it to you, Alex, years ago, back in the Sirius XM
I
days.
know, and I still think I have it. I'm looking here.
And I remember Albert's reaction. He goes, "Those eyes, they're so sullen." And I never forgot that word, sullen. He described her eyes as sullen. I don't know what that means, but it was
yeah,
it's pretty
I
cool.
have that picture around here, but I don't know where it is right now. I think it's in the other room, but I do have a picture of it, and I don't know where it is. So because
Jim was a fantastic artist. He used to be one of these guys. The newspapers years ago used to put this is how he made a living. The newspapers would put out like, oh, we need Bill Cosby riding a mechanical bull, and they would put it out there, and he would be in these pool of artists that would hurry up and create this thing and then submit it. and hopefully get their art picked so they would make the commission on it. And it was a really weird. It was back in the day. Newspapers that was a weird industry that the artists were in for stuff like that. And today, Jim, who created that artwork, he now does like beer labels.
Mm-hmm.
So like microbreweries are very popular. So he does a lot of labels for these beer companies that are all over the country. He'll start making like customized labels and stuff. But it's a weird industry, art and all. And I remember when I asked him, I said, "Do Alex Bennett." He did you pretty good.
Yeah, I wish I could find it. It is here somewhere, and I'm trying to look and see if I can find the picture. But
if I find it one day, I'll make sure I have it handy for
No,
you,
but-
because
no,
I
but-
got a copy of it too over here somewhere.
I have it here somewhere. I have actually a framed version of it. Oddly enough, might be in the other room right now, but I'll have to get it.
Now, Alex, you have a relative, Moresco or something. He did the camel. I had a camel belt buckle that the guy who used to distribute the camel stuff.
Well, he was my cousin's husband, Victor Moscoso.
What other kinds of stuff did he do besides?
Well,
he
did poster art for the rock houses in San Francisco. For not the Fillmore, but he did the Matrix and there was another one. And he did the artwork for those.
And I can't find the belt buckle. I don't know what happened to it, but I really like it.
Yeah, there was a camel belt buckle. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, you remember the guy that was the camel stuff guy? They called it. He sold the camel stuff.
Yeah,
And he
Kenny
gave it to-
Wardell, I think, was his name.
No, well, Wardell was PD.
But anyway, no, he wasn't. Never. He was
Well,
promotions director.
Oh, okay. No, this other guy kind of looked like a cross between Brian and Kevin. And
Oh, Jesus.
Boy, that's scary. No,
but young. I don't remember his name. Nice guy.
Anyway, I know the picture you're talking about, Brian, and I have it, I think, in the other room.
Alex, have you?
Hold
I
on a
don't know.
second. Talk to each
Go
other,
ahead.
folks. I'll be right back.
Oh,
Whoa.
now, has anyone here looked into the Chat GPT?
Yes.
Yes.
Tons.
Now, has this been discussed here on the Ramble? Or
Yeah. And I read an article tonight about a rabbi that used the Chat GBT to do his sermon, and the people loved it. But he said that it didn't have soul. It
Well-
just didn't have emotion.
Well, it does have soul. The soul is it's got malware in it
Yeah,
right
and
now.
the other thing is,
Now the computer's affected.
Alex did a 500-word Chat GBT, and he sent it to me, and I thought it was excellent. And but it got one or two facts incorrect. And then he said, this is no good because it got something wrong. But I thought it was really well done.
I had it write a 10-minute play about a topic, and it wrote the play in about 5 minutes, and it was really good.
What? What'd you?
Chat GPT.
Oh, I think it's useless. I think
it's in the beginning stages,
but it's highly overrated. Listen, these things have existed before. You know, this whole idea that AI is something new. Ask Charlie was talking about the other night, right? Nothing new, right, Charlie?
Yeah.
It's better now because we have better hardware. We have faster hardware.
Yeah.
No, it isn't faster hardware; it's faster software. You know, and it just simply goes out to the web, grabs information, and coalesces it. We just are able to do these things a lot faster now than we used to be able to. I mean, just think about computers in general. You know.
Yeah.
I'm on the board of directors of the Grand Army of the Republic Museum in Philadelphia,
Mm-hmm.
and just for fun, I said, "All right, write an article about this." Then I said, "Write an article about that," and it wrote really good articles about the things I asked it to.
I read an article the other night. I had it right about me, and it was wrong.
One thing.
No,
You
not
read
one
that
thing.
to us.
Huh?
You read that to us.
Yeah, it wasn't that accurate, was it?
Yeah, but you're judging something like you're judging something on like on something.
It's just that everybody's going apeshit over this, and they shouldn't go apeshit over it. I mean, it's not going to change the world yet. What has changed the world already? You know something? You think about things that change the world. You know what changed the world? The iPhone changed the world.
Penicillin.
But the iPhone didn't start out as the iPhone. It started out as this big clunky thing that you had in your car with an antenna on the roof.
The iPhone, the way it was conceived and put together, and the way you could get information in your pocket, it certainly completely changed. Was a game changer in the world.
It was a music device. It started out as an iPod.
No, but what I'm saying is, there's more to it than just being a phone now.
Okay.
I mean,
this is the thing you sent me on the chat about your chat GBT, and I could see some errors. It says you've been
I've been working since 1970s. Yeah.
Okay, so that was an error, and it says you said that one of the other errors that it said the wrong radio station. ABC. Which wasn't correct either.
No.
I guess it was KTIM, right?
No, WABC here in New York was
I worked PLJ, but didn't you start at KTIM?
I started at KTIM in San Rafael in the 50s.
Right. So that would have been the correct
They were off by 20 years.
Yeah, but the rest of it was so good.
No, it just was saying things I wanted to hear. He's known for his wit and his wisdom. And
know, when you put Phil's name in there, it says old, ugly, can't sell carpet, a Trump supporter. It got all those right.
You missed one or two.
Okay. Nice guy. There you go.
Here's my point. Here's the point I'm trying to make is that right now, if you were to copy and paste code that's not working into ChatGPT, within 3 seconds, it will evaluate the code, correct the code, and spit it right back out to you in copy and paste form.
Have you tried that?
I did. I tried it.
Code? Code?
Yes, code for a HTML page, and I had a problem with it, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. I described what I wanted. It wrote the HTML. I put it in. It worked perfectly.
Wow.
So the point is that there are right now companies that have laid off workers because of what they needed, and you have companies right now that are using ChatGPT as their customer service, which, by the way, you think you have a problem with customer service now, wait till the future. It's going to get worse.
It's going to cost you $4, Bill.
I bet you it'll be polite.
At least it'll speak English properly.
This stuff is going to grow, and it's going to get better, and it's going to change the world we live in on its head. ChatGPT, I had a guy who was an academic. He was like, there is no replacement for the academic.
No, I'm not. That's not what that's not what I'm arguing. You're talking about it being a game changer, and quite frankly, I think there's a lot of other stuff down the road that's going to be a bigger game changer than that. You know, this is just a step. This is just a step getting to the next step.
Donald Trump going to prison, that's a big game changer.
Journalism's dead. Like, you're going to have this, you're going to have people just, I mean, how many articles have we read already?
We have enough misinformation in this world without the information that's going to come about, because people are going to ask for what do you call it, GDP or whatever it's called, chat GDP. To do something, and it's going to spit out some wrong information. They'll accept it as truth because it's chat GDP or whatever.
What does the GDP stand for?
I don't know.
GPT.
It's Trump's, it's the initials for his
Alan,
name.
give it up already.
No. No.
Mute him.
Hey,
everybody loves it. Mute you with all your conspiracy theories. The balloons are dropping seeds. They're going to kill our crops.
You never know, right? Is that true?
Yeah.
The problem they're having with it is that the kids are using it in schools for their school for their essays.
They have a way of figuring out whether it was written by AI or not.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
If there's software to put it out there, there's software to find out if it's.
Well, no, there's ways to find out if there's plagiarism, but when you have AI and it's nuanced, it's not really plagiarism. It's actually creating.
Yeah.
So
it is.
It's a real freaking problem in academics.
Oh no,
we're all adults
you
here,
have people out
Brian.
there no, you have people. You have
Wait a
professors
minute,
out
Brian,
there that are throwing. Sorry.
The problem that you have here is we rely on too many things as being correct. I mean, the problem, I'll give you a simple problem. You call up your bank, and unless they have all that information in front of them and they can spit it out as it's been written down for them to set it back to you, calling technical support. Okay, they go to a page and they just read it back to you. Half the time they don't get it right. You know, the fact is that what computers have done today is that we rely on them too much as being empirical when they're not, and they're subject to problems. And we don't take into consideration that. And so these companies don't care about that. You know, they just want somebody to read from their screen what the solution to your problem is when there's no real human experience going on there. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're just kind of speaking to the point that they don't give a shit. They're using this stuff.
But what I'm saying is we rely too much on computers to be right when computers can be wrong. Okay, and
but that's what they're doing. They're relying on.
But
stuff
what we
like
do is
that.
people are ceding control to the computers rather than saying, hey, we're going to look into this and we're going to figure this one out, and we'll use a computer to help us along, but we're not going to take its word for gospel. Yes, Alan.
So this ChatGPT, one of the things it does is like you ask it about yourself. It went to Wikipedia and looked at the information. It something like that. It's not going to know you or me or Phil
a person, if you want to do an article on Alex Bennett, you would do better by going to Wikipedia and looking me up than asking.
See, that's the point of the computer is you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out.
Exactly.
So,
but people have forgotten that, Kevin. Yep. They've forgotten that.
That's what until the garbage going in is perfected, the garbage will come out.
In the very beginning, that was the motto of the internet and of computers, and that was garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
But we've forgotten
and it still is, but until that gets perfected, and it's getting better and better, but it still stands.
Yeah. But I mean,
Alex, you like computer games, you know, these and you remember 40 years ago you had Pong, and now you've got the one where the little girl is living.
I'm not saying that things aren't going to get bigger and better and more important,
but it's got to start somewhere.
But I think that if we come back 10 and 15 years from now and look up Chat GDP or whatever the thing is called, it's not going to exist. There's going to be something else that's replaced it. There's something else that's replaced it. Anyway, hey, listen, we've run out of time here. Yes, Jeff, you had something quick.
I was going to say, I got 4 granddaughters.
Yeah.
They do all computer stuff for me, and they can solve any problem.
Yeah. Good. Anyway, hey, listen, we got to go. Thank you very much, Phil. Appreciate it. And,
my pleasure.
And of course, to our good friend up there, Brian Sigmund. Thank you for being here tonight.
I love you.
Yes. By the way, thank you, Alan. And thank you to Charlie. Always love having Charlie here. Kevin, great having you here. Jeff, terrific. Ray, good seeing you again. And Tony, great seeing you. Why doesn't everybody give a big wave goodbye? And I will give a big wave goodbye at you. Okay, there they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen plan. Forget it. English is my second language these days. I'll see you all again. Let's see here. Well, Jack Bishop, keep our fingers crossed, is next over most of this GabNet. We'll see you here tomorrow night again. at 10:30. Same time, same station in life. And as always, in the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Night, everybody.